Okay, I think we're live.
It says live up in the corner, so I'm going to say probably. Okay, well, let's do this. All right. Yeah, okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Original Gamers Podcast. And today I'm your host, Nolan Brown. And fortunately, Patrick couldn't be here for this episode, but he sends his love and should be there next week. But with me today is, as always, Joel Watt.
Hello, friends.
So,
Yay.
yeah. So, before we get into Luigi's Mansion, how's your week been?
My week was pretty crazy. I have been super busy for the last couple weeks, like leading up to Easter and then Easter and then post Easter. I thought things would slow down, and they've only gotten worse. Well, not worse.
That's how that works.
It's only gotten busier, and I finally was just so exhausted that I didn't go into work today. And the only thing I had to do today was staff meeting, so it's not like I missed anything.
Not much there. Yeah.
I don't contribute a whole lot in those meetings. So, yeah, I did get a text message from the associate pastor saying, "Hey, where are you?" And I was like, "Sorry, I just couldn't make it today." 2 hours later.
2 hours after the fact. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been resting today, but yeah. How has your week been?
It's been all right. Kind of getting over being sick a little bit, so that's always fun. Last week was just a lot of work stuff. And let's see what all happened. Saturday was National Tabletop Day, so that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't get a chance to play Munchkin with my friends, and we were all so tired. We just watched a movie.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Then yeah. Then what's funny is Friday found out that me and one of my buddies I play with, like our youth pastor basically for like the college age at our church.
Okay.
Like that him, his wife, and three of our other friends were just going to be starting to play D&D on last Saturday. Like, oh, that's so cool. Like, so it's kind of like I didn't even know like you guys were into that kind of thing. So like asking me and him like stuff while we're like in the hey, take the time to greet somebody, so we're like just talking about D&D stuff. Cool. And then yeah, then Saturday was my day to run for D&D, which was pretty fun. It was it was like the longest I've ever run for, so that was pretty which it was only 5 hours, but it was still like I ran out of like prepared stuff like an hour and a half beforehand. So I was like, trying to make stuff up on the spot.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah. And which isn't too bad, but like we just started streaming when we play again.
Okay, cool.
So like to Twitch, and it wasn't too bad, but it's like, putting like, hey, you have a day before this thing. What do you want to do in the touristy town? So we basically just kind of like, okay, on the last little bit, like, let's have a spa day because why not? And the wizard went to the wizard college and learned new stuff.
Yes, wizard college.
Exactly. So
it's in Washington somewhere, right?
Probably. Yeah, I think Seattle, something like that.
No, that was a basketball joke. The Washington Wizards.
Yeah, there we go. I'm like trying to remember. I couldn't remember where they're from. like
I'm pretty sure that's Washington D.C. actually.
Oh, is it Oh, it might be. But I knew what you were getting at with that, though. Is that yeah, Washington? So
yeah, they play in D.C.
Okay. Oops. So,
all right.
Oh well. Yeah, so that's basically been my week.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
well,
this
Hey, if you're listening
do
to
it.
this afterwards, tweet us how your week is going and
Oh
how do
yeah.
you feel about Luigi's Mansion.
Is it too spoopy?
it,
3 spoopy, 5
it is
me.
3 spoopy 5 me.
Yeah. uh,
That's such a dumb joke. Anyway.
it really is, but it just makes me smile so much because it's so goofy. All right. Well, yeah. So let's get into Luigi's Mansion then, real quick. So, it's developed by Nintendo. Surprise, surprise.
What?
Uh, I know, right? Who'd have thought that Luigi was by Nintendo?
Wait. Did we have this argument in the chat
Did we?
about this? Um, okay, so we were talking about something, and I was like, Nintendo has never developed a Sonic game.
That's right.
And Patrick was like, Sonic and Mario at the Winter Olympics. And I was like, that was developed by Sega. He's like, shut up, nobody has you. This is in a private chat. So if our listeners are like, what are you talking about? That's why.
Yeah. Occasionally we post pictures from that.
Occasionally, but
goofy,
I probably should have screen capped that.
that would have been a good one. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because I was like, I knew Sega developed that. I just didn't know exactly which branch of Sega. And so as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, you are so wrong. Like, let me prove you wrong.
Let me show you how wrong you truly are.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nintendo developed Luigi's Mansion. We did do the research on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Deep research. Like MatPat levels right over here.
Oh man.
And and also it was published by Nintendo. You know, that's kind of how that works.
I don't believe
you. So and the director is Hideki Kono or Kano.
Yes.
Something
I know
like
that name.
Yeah.
Other Mario games, I think.
Could be.
Let's see here. Yes.
You know,
Doki Doki Panic, Mario Brothers 3, Mario World, Mario Kart, Yoshi's Island, Mario 64, Yoshi's Story, F-Zero X. That is a great game. Mario Kart Super Circuit, Luigi's Mansion, Wind Waker. Oh, he was the supervisor. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing he directed was Yoshi's Story. He's just kind of taken more of an executive role, advisor, supervisor, producer, that kind of thing.
But this came out after Yoshi's Story.
Luigi's Mansion? Oh, you're right. I skipped it. I totally skipped it.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a shorter title than the others. So like I didn't even see it. I was just looking at the end of the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yes. Okay. So this game that we're talking about, Luigi's Mansion, was the last one he directed, kind of in between those executive roles he had.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been the producer on every game he's worked on since Wind Waker.
Which is impressive.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
he's been with Nintendo for a long time.
Yeah.
About 34 years.
You know, he's a new guy.
Whatever.
He's done a few things. Whatever.
He only was the character designer in Super Mario Brothers 3, you know.
No big deal.
NBD.
Whatever.
So, yeah. I like this guy. I like what he does.
Yeah. He's done a lot of good stuff. Oh. Well, you want to do the producers there?
Yeah, so the producers of this game are Takashi Tezuka and Shigeru Miyamoto. That's also another couple names that I recognize.
Yeah.
Obviously, Miyamoto moonlights as a Let's Player named Alex Fasciani.
Yeah, I've heard. He's actually an American with a giant beard.
Yes.
He looks pretty good for his age.
No, we're just kidding. It's Takashi Tezuka has done a couple dozen Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Let's hit the highlights. Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels, also The Legend of Zelda original, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Yoshi's Island, Mario 64, Star Fox 64, Yoshi's Story, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the Oracle games, Luigi's Mansion, of course, Pikmin, Animal Crossing, Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, Double Dash, Minish Cap, Four Swords Adventures, Pikmin 2. Okay, I could go on. These are all highlights, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yikes.
Well, didn't Tezuka, isn't he the one that came up with the original save mechanic from the original Zelda?
He's credited as director, designer, writer. So he did most of the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came up with the battery save mechanic.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. I always forget like how big Tezuka is because everybody knows like Miyamoto.
Yeah, it's Miyamoto, Iwata, and
Aonuma.
yeah, there we go. I'm like, what's his name? Last guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Aonuma is the modern director of Zelda.
Yeah.
Since Ocarina of Time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the music for this game, interestingly enough, is not Koji Kondo.
Nope.
Rather, it is Kazumi Totaka. That's a name you might recognize. And Shinobu Tanaka. So Totaka Tanaka. I feel like we've talked about both of these guys before.
I think so.
Because obviously Totaka has Totaka's song. It appears in almost every game he's worked on.
Yeah.
You usually have to sit in a very random spot for like 3 minutes and it starts playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember like this was the first game I found that in.
Oh, really?
Stumbled upon it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know that most people know it from Animal Crossing because KK Slider plays it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think probably somebody else who was very perceptive, like found it obviously in Animal Crossing, and then they found it probably in Luigi's Mansion same way you did, and they were like, "Wait a second, this is the same melody. Like,
yeah.
what is it doing here?" And they found the link between Totaka, and they started looking at his other games. It's in Link's Awakening. It's
in a lot.
It's in a lot of games.
There's so many games.
So many games. Like I said, pretty much every game he's worked on. Like there's only like 4 games he's worked on that they haven't found it in. And he will neither confirm nor deny whether it's in any game he's ever worked on. Like,
I was gonna say, like,
I mean, if you ask him about Totaka's song, he'll be like, "Oh yeah," and he'll play it on the guitar, and he'll talk about it a bit, how he composed it and all that. But you ask him which games is it in, he won't really talk about it because it's a fun little mystery for people to solve.
Exactly.
So yeah, and Tanaka is a very gifted and talented composer. All the games he's worked on, I'm pretty sure, are highlights, just like Tezuka.
Well, it sounds familiar. I can't think of anything in particular that he's done off the top of my head, at least.
So according to the Super Mario Wiki, he did Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Kart Double Dash, Nintendo Sound Selection Volume 1, Healing Music. I have no idea what that means.
Song of Healing, obviously.
Yeah, clearly. Nintendo Sound Selection Volume 1 Healing Music is a compilation album exclusive to Club Nintendo members in Japan. Mystery solved. It can only be attained by redeeming 400 points in Club Nintendo's program. Blah, blah, blah. It's Japanese exclusive. Anyway, he did the title music for that album. He did Mario Kart DS. And yeah.
Okay.
And Luigi's Mansion. Obviously, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a woman. I feel so bad. I just noticed her picture. Oh, wow. See, it's hard to tell with these Japanese names.
Some of the names, yeah. Well, that's okay. It's only on the internet.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Right? Oh, gosh. If my camera wasn't making me look so orange, I would look even more red right now.
Okay.
just a little bit about Tanaka. One more bit.
Oh yeah,
Apparently, her name now is Nagata because she married another Nintendo composer, Kanata Nagata, and he has worked on a lot of the same games she has.
makes
Mario
sense.
Kart 64, Double Dash, Super Mario 64 DS specifically,
Hmm.
and New Super Mario Brothers Wii, Mario Kart 7 and 8, and New Super Mario Brothers 2. Cool. I just always find it interesting, like how Nintendo is able to like retain their employees.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I couldn't get it out properly. But like,
that they don't leave. They don't
yeah, they
upset
don't. They
their
have a
their
very low
best employees
turnover.
into leaving
Yeah,
from doing
yeah,
stupid things.
yeah.
I mean, no company in particular whatsoever, obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, it's always cool to see like these people stick around and they do amazing things too.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm always like, hey, I know that name. I know that name. Like, because I see it in game credits all the time, or when we're doing these credits, like, wow, hey, I know that person. What have they worked on? Oh yeah, all these amazing games that I love.
Yeah, like,
uh,
hey,
so
it works.
I'll quit vomiting all over Nintendo and just say that I love Nintendo.
Yeah, it's okay. So do I. Oh, okay. So this came out on the GameCube, and I have not found any other way that it's come out short of like the sequel, which is for another time, obviously. Um, so this came out on the GameCube. It has not had an HD release, which that would be amazing.
It's tragic.
But I know. Can you imagine that for the Switch?
Yeah.
Just going around like if you're just walking around, just suddenly like, hey, there's a ghost nearby, like some kind of situation.
Luigi's Mansion Go.
Yeah, exact. See, that's what I mean. Just walking
Which,
into
by the
people's
way,
houses.
Nintendo, since you can take this device with you, why is there no GPS? Probably because it would kill the battery life. It's only 3 hours to begin with.
I was
But
gonna say, doesn't the battery like suck, anyways?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was 3 hours on this thing, the Wii U tablet, whatever
Uh-huh.
it's called, gamepad. For those of you who are just listening, yeah, the Wii U gamepad only lasted 3 to 4 hours, and they said it was supposed to last 6 hours for the Switch, and that's not true. It's like, oh, I'm holding it upside down. It's like 3 hours. Seriously, I was playing Breath of the Wild, and it lasted maybe 3 hours before I got the battery warning. I was like, really?
Dang.
Yeah. I haven't put a whole lot of time into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe yet.
Hmm.
So I haven't exhausted the battery on that, but we'll see. It's just as graphically intensive.
Gotcha.
So
I mean, Breath of the Wild makes sense because like that huge world, I
yeah,
would
right.
imagine it takes up just a bunch of like memory and all that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, back to Luigi's Mansion. So this came out
Yeah,
on
this
the
game
game.
never got a re-release. Let's talk about that. This is an amazing game. Like
Yeah.
everybody I
Let's-
know that that plays this game loves it. Like
Oh,
like
it's
the only
great.
people that don't like this game are the ones who haven't played it. And
Meh. That
pardon
was a
me.
poor attempt at SpongeBob. Never mind.
It's like this. Ah!
There you go.
Yes, that I watched Tom Kenny in an audio session one time, and that's how he does it. He puts his
That's
hand
it.
on his throat and he brings it up and down like that, and he just goes ah, and it's ah. Anyway,
Okay. Huh.
yes,
Good to know.
aspiring voice actor right here. Anyway, yeah, this game never got a re-release, and it's like it was perfect for like the Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, so many GameCube games, especially the two Zelda games, got an HD remake.
Yeah.
Or if at the very least a 3DS remake. You know, why didn't they re-release Luigi's Mansion on Wii U or 3DS? I mean, it got a sequel,
I mean,
but
you got a sequel, which honestly I didn't like as much, even though it was a bigger game, which is nice because this game is kind of short. But um,
Yeah, even for like completion, it's not that big of a game.
no, it's not.
Like
It's
the
really
hardest challenge would be collecting all the valuables.
which is not. You can
Yeah,
do that pretty simply. I
yeah.
mean, I didn't, but but when I got this, I wasn't super into completion, and I don't have it anymore. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to play with. But uh, yeah, I remember it like there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to grab. So like the main thing was like getting all 50 ghosts, and then like yeah, a couple of the collectibles, and that was it. But
Yeah. Darn.
yeah, there's a lot of things like on the Wii U that would have been like Pokemon Snap, as everyone knew. That would have been
Right?
the best thing. But
I mean, 'cause when they said gyro controls, everybody was like, "Pokemon Snap Wii U, Pokemon Snap Wii U," like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, or Pokemon Snap You, like, we're gonna snap you, haha, you're a
Snap you.
Pokemon,
But
whatever. I mean, it's even got a camera button right here, shutter, right? You just
yeah,
hit the shutter button,
that's exactly
right?
it.
Yeah, I mean, Zombie U used the gyro function and a quote unquote camera, or was it flashlight or something?
I don't know. I
And
didn't play it.
yeah, neither did I, but I saw people. I watched Pro Jared play through it, and like, yeah, like the the Wii U and the Switch also has gyro function. It's like perfect for Pokemon Snap, you know.
Maybe it'll be on
And
the Switch.
it could be on the Switch.
We can hope.
We can hope and pray that Game Freak allows it,
Yeah,
because they certainly don't develop those the third party games.
not so much.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
where was I going with this? So Luigi's Mansion
yeah,
on the Switch would be a perfect fit because it has a first person mode
it does.
where you look around and try and find things. And yeah, gyro. I mean, the gyro controls in Breath of the Wild are great. I love them. It makes my aiming so much better.
Mhm.
Like just I can get close enough with the stick, and then I can fine tune with the gyro, and bam, headshot. Which, by the way, headshots are always critical hits in
That's
Breath of
good.
the Wild. Yes.
It always helps when they are. It makes sense that way.
Yeah, right? Looking at you fall out.
But you can crit somebody in the hand.
Yeah, you crit somebody in the hand, knock their arm off, and it may or may not kill them. But you could miss at point blank range while shooting them in the head.
Video games.
Yes. Anyway, Luigi's Mansion is presented as a kind of a side scroller.
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of, yeah. You can see that. I mean, like 3-dimensional, but yeah.
Yeah, because you do go up and down stairs, and
Yeah.
there's depth to the rooms, but the camera
Oh, yeah, the
position,
camera
the
aspect.
camera never changes. You don't really have control over it, right?
No,
Yeah.
it stays put. And except for like the boss battles, in which case then it's definitely more centered behind you for some of that. Because I remember there was like one of them that you can like move to the other side and you can move the camera.
I know the final
beyond that-
boss is on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I remember reading about this game in some gaming magazine. It might have been Nintendo Power. I never had a subscription, but I would buy magazines every once in a while. And it was designed to help you get used to the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
So because it you know, this was the launch title for the GameCube.
Yeah.
And so, new console, new controller, everybody has to learn all the buttons and things. And the GameCube has a bit of a different controller scheme.
A little bit.
Do I have one lying around? I do not. Why did I put it away? That's weird. Anyway, but the buttons aren't like your traditional, for face buttons like we have now, like the Super Nintendo pioneered.
Yeah.
And PlayStation totally copied them. But it was the Nintendo PlayStation at first, right?
Yeah.
But like if you'll imagine, the A button was like the center of the solar system, and this big button in the middle, and then it had all these satellite buttons around it. So the B button was also round but small and next to it, and then the X and Y buttons were different shapes on the other side, so they weren't, instead of having the B down here and like X. Wow. Okay, yes, X and Y are kind of over here, but they're shifted up.
And they're also more like rounded off, and they're like thinner. They're not round.
They're like oblong.
Yeah,
kind of. Like they're not,
some kind like a weird curved cylinder or something.
Yeah,
maybe
like a bean. They're bean shaped.
Bean shaped. That's a good way to. Yeah.
Yes, and yeah. So like people, and then it didn't. It wasn't a left or right hand stick. No stick on the right hand. It was a little nub, it wasn't a proper thumbstick, and like we have today. And the PlayStation 1 DualShock had a proper thumbstick on the right. I don't know why Nintendo didn't want to use that at the time.
Got to be different.
Yeah, got to be different.
Well, plus then you also had the Z button, which is up above the X and Y.
I do happen to have an N64 controller sitting here. So originally, the Z button was a trigger underneath the control stick here, your thumbstick. So you pulled it with your left hand, usually. Very few games. Actually, I don't know if any game ever used the left-hand configuration. I know some people played like this, and it's like, well, how do you hit the Z button? Well, you use your middle finger like that. That's incredibly awkward. My hands are too small to do that.
It just looks uncomfortable. I mean, granted, it's the N64 controller.
Yeah. So what Nintendo did was they kind of took a play out of Sony, and they put two shoulder buttons on the right-hand side. So much more like our modern controller with a trigger and a shoulder button.
Yeah.
So there was the R button, which was kind of a trigger. It was the first real controller really with a trigger. I think about it like a springy trigger like this.
Yeah. It also clicked in too.
Yeah, but it didn't just. Yeah, it had like this weird analog feedback, but it also had a click to it when you pushed it in all the way. And the L button did the same thing, but there was no like left-handed trigger. There's
no like bumper. L1.
Or there was no like L1 and
bumper.
L2 you have on a PlayStation controller. So it's kind of an awkward thing. Like, you got two shoulder buttons on one side and one on the other. There's this kind of planetary system going on with the face buttons. You've got a nub for your right hand thumbstick and a real thumbstick for the left hand.
Yeah.
And there is one tiny start button in the middle.
Yeah.
And so
start and select is now the same thing.
Yeah, right. They eliminated select and they said start/pause is the same button. Like
that's right. Start pause.
There's a start pause button. And so it's like, okay, so how do we actually they did the same thing with the N64. The start button is only there in the middle. They got rid of select.
That's right.
So anyway, but how do you get used to this new controller? It's not like a PlayStation 1 or 2 controller. It's not like an Xbox controller.
It's not the N64. So
yeah, and it's the N64 is somebody was on drugs when they designed that.
Probably.
And so it's more conventional, but we still have to teach people how to use it, and that was the whole point of the control scheme of Luigi's Mansion, was to teach people how to use the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
That was very long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, well, I mean it made a good point though, talking about the game, because it's like you're saying, it's to teach you how to use the new controller, because it was a launch title, and it was also very different from like every other Nintendo game,
Yes.
or like sorry, Mario game that had come out.
This technically is a Mario game. We kind of figured that out last week.
Yeah, I'm like
okay.
kind of, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's also like specifically more for Luigi, and Mario isn't the central aspect.
Yeah.
So,
But because Mario isn't the main character, this poor game didn't sell well.
unfortunately,
Yeah. Actually,
well, really, I thought it did pretty well. I thought.
No, it was considered a flop at the time.
Oh, so I thought I read it was like the 5th best-selling GameCube game.
Well, the GameCube didn't sell very well either.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, okay. 5th best-selling Nintendo GameCube game in the United States with roughly 2.19 million units.
Yeah.
The best Luigi game that has been released to date. Thank you, Jimmy. That's somebody from CrossForge is in the chat. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's how many Luigi games have there been? There's Mario's Missing.
So, yeah, let's see.
Terrible game.
Mario's Missing, Luigi's Mansion,
Luigi's Mansion,
Dark Moon,
Super
Super
Luigi
Luigi
Brothers. Yeah. Super Luigi U.
Dr. Luigi.
Dr. Luigi.
And then something I just found out while like checking up on stuff is something called Luigi's Mansion Arcade.
There was an arcade game?
It was yeah. Now what it is based on Dark Moon more so. Was released in 2015 in Japan. It's developed by Capcom and published by Sega. It's an on-rails light gun game with a vacuum controller and support for 2 players.
I remember this now. I remember seeing news reports about it.
Yeah.
Because it's a backpack, right? You put it on just like in the game, right?
I think so.
I could be wrong, but yeah, the vacuum controller and the light sensor is in the end of the vacuum hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly.
And apparently that you can find it. The only place you can find it like in the US is at a couple of Dave & Buster's.
Of course.
Somewhere.
Those are the only arcades that make money anymore.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. At specific locations. Specific Dave & Buster locations.
Probably one in Southern California, and it's out in LA, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not going to drive 3 hours just to play a silly arcade game when there's one that's like an hour and a half for me. And yeah, if I'm going to go to Dave & Buster's, I'm not going to LA.
Yeah, I know.
So nice.
So
arcade game.
Right. Because it's the thing you never thought you needed, but somehow. Or something. I don't know.
So to address Jimmy in the chat, this was kind of like out of the blue a Luigi game, because like the only previous Luigi game to date at the time this game was published was Mario is Missing, and that was not received well. I really don't know what Nintendo was thinking when they said, hey, let's make a standalone Luigi game again. And so, like, could you imagine if they made a standalone Waluigi game?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Because, like, Waluigi has a cult following.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, like, I know Proton John loves Waluigi, and I know the story behind that. But, yeah, it's kind of silly. And there are lots of people out there who like Waluigi. Like they'll only play as him for Mario Kart, and like they were petitioning hardcore to put him in Smash Brothers, and he you know,
for whatever
he's an assist trophy. You know, and you know he's Wario's partner in crime. Yeah, and Mario is Missing was available on PC, but it was also on the SNES. Um, because Nintendo didn't develop it. It was during that weird part when like they were licensing out their characters. Like that's how the CDI games got made and the CDI Zelda games and Hotel Mario. Like
Mm.
yeah. So yes, it is available on PC, but it's probably a lot easier to find on Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I had originally seen it on. Is
Mhm. I always saw it at my
Super
local
Nintendo.
video rental store, not Blockbuster. There was a mom and pop store where I
Oh,
grew up,
okay.
and I saw it there all the time, and I never had a desire to play it. I
No.
just like, why? Why would I play a game without Mario? I would always put it back and look at
Yeah.
other
No
games.
thanks.
Yeah,
It's just. It's not. Yeah. It's not a fun game. I played it once. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
because
good.
it's an edutainment game.
Yeah.
Like you have to. Oh gosh, was it the Super? Yes, the Super Beard Bros played it, but I think it was for Super Drunk Bros.
It was. Oh goodness sake.
Yeah, and it was at least as bad as the Game Grumps episode.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, they also played Mario is Missing
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why
3, 4
they did it
episodes.
for Super Drunk Bros. It was like a they have a Game Wisp subscription
Oh,
thing,
okay.
which is like Patreon but specifically for video games.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and so they were like, "All right, all you Game Wisp subscribers, whatever, you get to watch us play this horrible game drunk," and it was awful. Because eventually
It's
they released the episodes on YouTube,
yeah.
and yeah, I just poor Gerard.
It's
He's
so
not a
bad.
heavy drinker, and so when you get him drunk, like he just gets angry, and
Does he really?
yes, and yeah, it was hard to watch.
Oh, I bet. It's
And
yeah.
so I don't know what we're trying to make a point out of Mario's Missing. Don't play it.
Don't
Yeah,
play it.
don't play
Don't
it.
play it.
Play Luigi's Mansion. If you want a good Luigi game, play Luigi's Mansion.
Exactly.
uh, yeah.
But yeah.
So we've been talking a little bit about the design of this game and its legacy, but let's talk about outside influence. No, story. Sorry, we'll get to outside influence. Let's talk
Oh
about
yeah.
the story of this. Please
Yeah.
enlighten us, Nolan.
Yeah. So the story of this basically goes that Luigi gets some mail, and it basically says, "Congratulations, you won a beautiful new mansion out at such and such area. If you want to meet, head over to claim your prize." Basically, and it's like this picture of like this super giant, like you know, for lack of a better term, like back in the South, like those big old giant like plantation, like kind of
Yeah,
situation. And then he gets there, and it's like the whole thing where it's like, here's the picture, and then like he puts it down. It's just like that movie. It's like it's falling apart. It looks terrible. The trees are dead, and it's lightning and thunder. Just like maybe this shouldn't be doing this. And before he headed there, he told Mario like, "Hey," like he sends Mario a thing like, "Hey, I got a mansion. Want to come out and want to come hang out and like help me do some stuff with it, essentially, or something like that." Like I don't know. I forget exactly what that is, but like he invites Mario out there as well, and Mario beats him there, and Luigi gets there, and like all this stuff's going wrong. It's like filled with ghosts and booze, more than one boo. I want to specify that.
yes.
Uh, so he gets there, and like he gets chased around like by them, and then like this funny old man whose name is Professor Elvin Gad. Egad. Good job,
Egad.
Nintendo. Good job, Nintendo.
On their
Who's
punny
basically,
names.
yeah. Um, it's like they're investigating like which wasn't there like a week ago, and basically like I'm getting too old for this stuff. Basically, is I think he may in fact have said I'm getting too old for this. But it's like, hey, you're a strong, strapping young man. How about you help me in like this in situation? And then you progress through, and she find out that Mario got there already and has been trapped inside a magical painting kind of thing, which and you just go through and you like get all the ghosts, and the main protagonist King Boo is behind it. I forget the exact reason why he did it, other than he thought it was funny or something. I think something with Bowser, but I don't exactly remember that. But and then the point is, like, you keep going, and then you beat him, and then you get all the ghosts, and you can free Mario. And then it ends.
And that is the convoluted story of Luigi's Mansion.
And that's pretty. Yeah, it's like, yeah, and that's literally what it is. So, and then depending on how much treasure you got before the game ends, uh, the mansion like stays there and it's not haunted anymore. And depending on how much you got,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
a lot. It's really big.
Yeah, at the
So
end of the game, the mansion collapses because King Boo is a load-bearing boss. And
yeah,
and so depending on how much treasure you collected, you can build a new mansion.
yeah,
And so the more treasure you collected, the bigger your new mansion is. I think is how it works.
yeah.
And so if you collected like all the treasure, then
Just
it's like the same size, but it's brand new. You know,
Yeah,
instead of this dilapidated Victorian style mansion. Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean,
It's,
the story doesn't make any sense. Why
but
why would you expect a Mario game to make sense though?
exactly. It's essentially go through and get all of the things and free the damsel in distress. Except in this case, the damsel is
Is your
Mario.
brother.
Yeah. After all that Mario has done to him, Luigi still saves him.
To address Jimmy's question, I think Pat said it was a Victorian mansion. After doing some research, like the way the size of it, the 3 or 4 levels, the roof shape, the things inside, the layout and all that. Like he had said
Yeah,
that it's
Victorian's a
Victorian.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely more Victorian than plantation. That was just the first thing that came to mind.
yeah,
So
yeah. So the story is weird.
yeah,
And so
it's a lot
obviously a
of fun.
Victorian style mansion was one of the influences for this game. And
Yeah,
since there are so many of those mansions that are dilapidated these days because people can't afford to keep them up, people just assume that they're haunted, or big old empty houses, they're haunted, right? There's got to be ghosts there.
exactly.
So
It's
that's
loud.
that's
It
probably
makes weird
that. I mean,
noises.
it's a movie trope. That's a horror story trope. So Nintendo just kind of took that idea and ran with it and adapted it to the Mario universe with booze, because ghosts in the Mario universe are their name is Bo Diddley. I mean Boo Diddley. It
Boo
was
Diddley.
intentional. Yeah.
Mm,
You find a lot of the characters in Super Mario Brothers 3 had musical pun names. All
yeah,
the Koopalings, and then Boo Diddley, and a few of the others.
that's right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
um,
and I mean, who wins a mansion in a contest they didn't enter?
exactly. It's like, come on, Luigi. Think about that a bit, man.
Yeah,
Just
that's how like every horror story starts. Hey, come check out this mansion that you totally shouldn't go to.
yeah. Bring some friends. We'll make it a weekend.
Yeah, isn't that what is it? Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Like, it's some friends that
I
show
think
up in
so.
a cabin in the woods, right? And it ends up being haunted. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
actually, yeah. That's pretty much it. My
yeah.
Jade and Princess. Uh,
Oh yeah. Same people who win money from Nigerian princes are the same people who win mansions in contests they didn't enter.
Exactly. So, I know I played. Have you played this game much in the past?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
I was going to go down to the game store this week and I never did.
Okay.
And so I'll put it on the list.
No worries. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. See, somehow I managed to not get this until after I already got my Wii. Even though I had the game, I got the GameCube pretty soon after it came out, but it was just like my main concern with like the GameCube was gotta get Smash, gotta get
yes.
Smash, and
I
then
told that story last week.
like Sunshine. Yeah, exactly. That was the whole point of it. Was like, yeah. So, but then like I found a used copy of it on Amazon for like $7. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. I've heard good things. I've seen people play this. It seemed fun. And then yeah. So then I've only beat the game once, is the only thing. But it is a lot of fun to play. And has one of the catchiest themes of any Mario game out there. At least according to me, I should say. But
Okay, I'm trying to think of it, but all I can imagine is the Gremlins theme because I just watched that movie the other day. Luigi.
Especially because Luigi will actually hum and whistle it as you're going through the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's pretty great.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of mentioned this game has a cult following.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But like, it was not received super well. Like, I mean, it sold like 4 times as many copies in the US as it did in Japan, but it's still like not super great selling game.
Yeah.
5th best. That's not a huge claim to fame. Like,
I mean, we all in the first 4 like what? Wind Waker, Smash, Double Dash, and Sunshine.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
In that order. Or something like that. Or like
selling GameCube games are Melee, Double Dash, Sunshine, Wind Waker, and Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime, that was the other one. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So, and these are worldwide sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Luigi's Mansion being I guess 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6th overall in the world for GameCube games, but 5th in the United States. I mean, yeah. Didn't do super well because you consider probably the best-selling game in 2001 was probably Final Fantasy X.
Is that 2001?
I want to say.
Maybe so. That might be. I thought it was like 02, 03, but it might be 01.
Best GameCube games: Baldur's Gate 2, Beautiful Joe, Double Dash. I will agree with Beautiful Joe. That is a wonderful game.
Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe is a fantastic game.
Video game sales. Here we go. Best-selling game in 2001 was Grand Theft Auto 2.
Ah, well.
And
yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion didn't even make top 10.
No. Not even, because it got more popular later on too. It was like
there actually isn't even a single GameCube game on the top 10.
No, because when it first came out, there weren't a lot of really great games for the GameCube. I don't remember.
It was like Melee.
Melee didn't even come out.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was. It's the only like launch melee or Smash launch title I think was Brawl.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah.
The GameCube, Luigi's Mansion, Super Monkey Ball, Wave Race, Blue Storm. In Japan, we also got in the United States All-Star Baseball 2002. Let's see, Crazy Taxi, that was a good game.
That was a good one.
Rogue Squadron 2.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only games that I'd be interested in. We got some sports games,
Yeah.
NHL hits. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us, Jimmy. Yeah,
thanks.
so
you go do that, bud.
Yeah, wow. And we all thought the Wii U had a bad launch.
Yeah, GameCube didn't really have any great launch stuff. Yeah, it was like, to my knowledge, like the best launch game was Luigi's Mansion that I
Yeah.
can think of
Yeah.
by far. Because all the really cool GameCube games came out like 03, 04 that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, just like the
So-
Wii U, it took a couple of years for like it really to take off.
Yeah.
It's just things are much more fast paced these days. If you don't do well off the bat, then you're not going to do well at all.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Unfortunately. Excuse me. So, well,
Yeah,
I
I mean, this game has left a bit of a legacy. You know,
a little bit.
no
It's
impact on my life personally, because, like I said, my first GameCube game was Smash Brothers, and I only played like Double Dash and Melee, and I didn't even pick up Super Mario Sunshine until like 5 years ago.
Okay.
What else?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I beat both Super Mario Galaxy games before I ever picked up Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh wow. Okay. So
yeah. I will say though, I did beat Super Mario 64 before I beat a Galaxy game, but I picked that game up super late also because I was more interested in Banjo-Kazooie.
Fair enough.
What other GameCube games? I played a lot of Metroid Prime, and Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And gosh, yeah, I beat Wind Waker like 3 times, and that is a big game.
Yeah. It is. What's another GameCube? Good GameCube game.
Yeah.
We already said Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I beat that game twice.
I mean, Beautiful Joe, if you want to count that.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe.
I mean, I play it on my PS2.
Jedi Knight 2.
I had it on.
I didn't have a PC powerful enough to run Jedi Knight 2, so I picked it up on GameCube. And I played that game. Not to completion, but I beat it. I beat the story, and I was like, okay, that was fun.
Yeah. I think, what are some other good GameCube games?
It's the game that convinced me I didn't like first-person shooters on console.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, these controls suck. I'll never do that again.
No more. I just had one. I mean, to a lesser extent, like Pokemon Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, which are not fantastic games. I will readily admit, and I love Pokemon, but for what they did, it was pretty cool still. But
Mario Party 4, 5, 6, and 7?
No.
No?
No, I don't know. I didn't like the GameCube ones. Like, I only liked the N64 Mario parties.
Okay.
Like 2 and 3 are by far the best ones to me. GameCube ones were okay. They just weren't as good. And then it was just it just went downhill. Like after 5, it just was like, you guys changed all of this and it's not nearly as fun because you can't you don't have nearly the choices that you had before.
So
So
my
it's just
friend
kind of
just sent
like,
me this picture. I
uh-huh.
can't tell what it is. It's super blurry. Like I see his face and his wife, but like it's so blurry I don't understand what's going on. And just send it in the group chat that we have.
Okay. Like,
uh, friends are weird. I see my phone light up and I think it's something important, and I see that it's my friend's wife, and it's it's a picture. I'm like, okay, so what's the picture? And it's
that
yeah, he stole her phone and sent it in the group chat. He has issues. I'm
nice.
sorry for interrupting the podcast for that.
It's whatever. Well,
Pikmin. A lot of people like that
Pikmin,
game.
yes. Pikmin.
Twilight Princess technically was on GameCube, but it only sold 1.5 million copies. So,
And yet people like the GameCube version more.
the controls are better, except for the cursor aiming. The
Yeah, well, that's the reason. Like, I like both. I like the Wii version more, just because I like being able to aim like the bow or like claw shot like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
by far, I prefer that to the GameCube. Not that I don't like the GameCube version, because I do, but yeah,
yeah. I didn't like the forced, or no, not forced, the tacked on motion controls. Um, yeah, it just I know we talked about this in the Twilight Princess episode, but like, and Patrick brought it up. It's like once you realize that the waggling your remote is just replacing a button input, like it kind of
yeah,
loses its luster.
a little bit.
And
Especially because if you're not doing like actual ones, like 'cause
yeah,
when we all did it, like when we first got it, it was like like then it's like I'm tired of this. Just
yeah.
mm, like yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So that became less fun. Um, but yeah. Super Mario
eh,
Strikers.
that was fun. We already
Mm,
said Double Dash, so
yeah. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
oh,
A lot
best
of
game.
people like that game.
Well, the first level at least.
How
Nothing
about
else. Like I will always love that first level and that song.
yeah?
So
But then the game slows down quite a bit right after that.
yeah,
Like if the whole game were Sonic levels instead of like moving slowly in
yes.
robots or moving slowly as
Looking
Knuckles
for the
or
emeralds.
Rouge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
The funniest part about that game is how big the cat is in every level, hiding somewhere.
Is he
Because
really?
everybody hated Big in Sonic Adventure 1, and his
I
whole
wonder why.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's
What's
hiding somewhere in every single
the
level, and
the
that's the
30
funniest thing.
episodes? Oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
The Grumps played the first one, and like that's like the funniest thing is
Oh
seeing
yeah,
Aaron trying to catch the frog of like 30 episodes straight of trying to catch the frog, and it's just like the most rage-filled individual I have ever seen slash heard
because
ever.
it's not
It's
easy.
it's not well he like the game bugged out for him, so it like
Oh
didn't
yeah.
come up. But it was just like breaking things, and it's just like it's fantastic. But yeah,
Yeah. There was the Resident Evil remake, and of
that's
course
true.
Resident Evil 4. Everybody says the best version is the GameCube version. Um,
Of
of
Resi
Resident
4.
Evil 4 of that generation.
Gotcha.
Um, but there was an HD remake for the PS4, I think,
For what?
for Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. It was PS4. I think it was also on the Xbox. The Xbox One, I think.
Yes, it released on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, GameCube, PS2, Windows, Wii. There's a Wii version.
Yeah.
What the heck
Which I
is
heard
Zebo?
was actually horrible.
Yeah, because it had the pointer like What am
Yeah.
I trying to say? It used the pointer for aiming, but it was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something like it was actually horrible aiming with that. I played it. Well, I'm like, this is just terrible. Like, why? No. Can I use the nunchuck instead, please? But
Yeah. There's an iOS version. Why? Uh,
because
any
because
okay, so
they wanted to get in on that. Apple one is like, hey, if we want money too,
yeah.
please.
Okay, so apparently the HD remake was on PS3 and Xbox 360, but I guess Xbox One and PS4 got a remastered version. And
Okay.
of course there's an Android version because there's an iOS version.
Why would
Yeah.
you do that to yourself? Why would you want to play on this?
I
Explain to me
don't know.
why
I
you'd want
don't
to
know.
play on this tiny little thing. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you could play it on a tablet, but even still, it's not
still,
any more fun.
no.
Like, yeah,
I need buttons for that. I can't do the
exactly.
tactile.
Do not take a game that was designed with tactile feedback and put it on a touchscreen. It will not
Yeah,
work.
it
It
will
won't.
not even kind of.
Like RPGs are probably the only thing that it will work on.
Even then,
But
it has to be like
well, yeah, like a
Final
traditional.
Fantasy, like
Yeah,
original Final Fantasy like situation where it's like, okay, walk around here and then it's not timed or anything.
yeah.
But
It has to be your traditional turn-based JRPG
yeah.
in order for it to work. Like, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kirby Air Ride. Oh, that is a
That's
great
right.
game.
Oh, Sonic Riders.
Sonic Riders is all right. Believe it or not, Sonic Heroes sold better because
Is it
it's
really?
not in the top 20 or whatever that are listed here.
Hmm.
Um, Soul Calibur 2. It's a great
Ah,
game.
with Link. Yep.
Yep. And Star Fox Adventures.
And Command.
Uh,
Command?
Star Fox Command, I believe, was DS. You're thinking Star Fox Assault. No.
Assault. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant.
Yeah.
Which
But
that
that's
was
not listed here in the top 20.
no,
Because
it was a
Adventures
lot of
was
people didn't
so
like it.
bad, like nobody bought Assault. And
Nobody liked it. I had Assault and I played the multiplayer with my nephew instead
yeah,
of playing Halo.
Assault
Like
made the
that.
same mistake that Rogue Squadron 3 did in giving you ground missions.
Yeah. See,
The
and
ground
that's
missions are bad.
exactly what it was. It was like this is not what you're supposed to be doing when you play Star Fox. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be in an R wing doing aileron rolls and shooting
And
various
using the boost to get
things.
through and using your bombs wisely. And
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah. Actually in Star Fox Assault, didn't they Peppy was retired by then, I
Yeah,
think.
he was
And so
retired
Crystal
because
from Adventures
he
had
took
replaced him.
yeah because he took the spot of General Pepper
That's right.
because every rabbit has to be like Pepper. Or General Pepper was a dog,
General
wasn't
Pepper
he?
was a dog.
Never mind.
Every dog
Disregard
has his
that.
day. General Pepper
Something.
retired from the what is the planet name? Corneria. From the
Corneria.
Cornerian army. And so Peppy Hare took his place.
Yeah.
So we went from General Pepper to General Peppy. Ha! No.
Well done.
So yeah. I like Star Fox Adventures.
So did I. It was
If you get out of
Star
your mind
Fox
that it's a Star Fox game, just think of it as a Zelda game. You're fine.
Zelda game with Star Fox characters
Yeah.
and dinosaurs.
And dinosaurs. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I think it's funny how at the beginning of the game, like they're speaking dinosaurese or whatever, and the pterodactyl just spits out the phrase Krazoa Palace in the middle of a sentence as he's speaking dinosaurese.
Huh. I
And
wonder
you're
if
just
that's an
like,
important thing to know.
yeah. You're like, wait a second. There's subtitles. You could have made up a word for palace No, it's Krazoa Palace, even in Dinosaur Ease. Uh,
Uh,
anyway, we were talking
yeah,
about Luigi's Mansion and got way off track. We started talking about the
yeah,
GameCube.
that's okay. It's an important feature.
Yeah, so does
So
this have a Metacritic score?
it does, and I actually saw it accidentally while looking up stuff.
Well,
So I know what it is. But if you
yeah.
want to guess it,
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go with 75. I know I guess that like all the time, but I'm gonna say 75.
it's you're not too far off. It's 78.
78, not bad.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you know what? That's not a bad score at all. So
I'm being tempted
yeah,
with tacos in this group chat.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
I can go for tacos too.
Sorry. Real
Okay,
life is butting in. Oh, you said you had to end soon. I'm sorry. We've been rambling
that's all
on.
right. We're getting there. So
Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. We're
do
gonna have
you
to
have a
do.
game?
I don't have a game,
Okay,
and I suppose I could just fortune cookie one real quick.
that's what I was wondering if you want to just fortune cookie something real quick and
Oh, why am I not logged in? What the heck? Here we go. Where is the fortune cookie? I gotta uncheck all the modern systems and the Atari because nobody wants to play Atari games.
I couldn't. So
Yeah,
that'd be
like
a little bit difficult.
it's a little too old for us.
A little bit.
Uh,
What
let's
do you want?
see. And there we go. All right, let's open that cookie.
Ba-da-da-da.
Um, gosh, I think I don't want to do that one because we haven't done the first game.
Okay. Yeah, probably not. Well, why don't you do the
So,
first game?
because I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know I had that game. Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
No, not that one. That's a modern game. Thank you, Steam. We've already done Super Metroid. That's a
Yes, we
modern
have.
game. Again, Steam.
We should do another Metroid game before too long.
That's a. Can't do Jack and Daxter. That's your pick. That's a modern
We did the
game.
first two.
Yeah, and I never finished them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had Gran Turismo 3. What the heck? Okay. No, we just did a Mega Man game. It's
No,
a
we
modern
didn't. Did we
game.
actually do Mega Man?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's right. We did the first one. That's right.
Crap. Okay. I found a good game.
Okay.
All right. Gotta find it on Wikipedia real quick, but I know initial information, so go ahead and ask a question.
No worries. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's start off. Did this come out after January 1st, 2000?
No.
Okay. Did it come out B?
Yes.
Okay. Is this on a Nintendo console?
It is available on a Nintendo console, yes.
Is it on multiple consoles, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
That was 5?
It was 4.
That was 4? Okay.
I'm counting now.
Okay.
Because that was 2090 Nintendo console.
Multiple. Okay, sorry. That's 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was 4.
Keep going.
So it's on multiple consoles. Okay. Let's see. It's on multiples. Let's see. Is this a platformer game?
Yes. You know me so well.
Okay. It was a safe bet. I can just kind of toss RPG out of the
Yeah.
So, let's see. Platformer came out on. Is this a licensed game?
No.
Okay. Let's see, platformer that was on Nintendo consoles and other things. Um. Let's see. Is it part of a series?
No.
Okay, so it was a standalone then.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Platformer. Well, what? No.
You know, it's a 90s platformer.
Yeah,
So you might want to start narrowing things down from there.
that's
Like,
that's what I'm trying to get because I'm trying to remember. Like, okay, what have we done already? It's on multiple consoles.
yes. Multi-platform game from the 90s
90s. It's not
that never got a
licensed.
franchise.
Yeah. Um. Was this a popular game when it came out? Like, is it like if I hear the name of it, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, duh. Like
Yes,
that makes
this is a
sense.
recognizable title.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure most people have heard of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Hmm. Not that. It's platformer. Platformer. Um. Most people have heard of it. Do you play as like a human character?
No.
No. Okay. Huh. I don't remember if that had a series or not. I'm like trying to remember, like, ooh, because I have something in mind. Um. Do you shoot things?
Um, no.
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 Okay.
No.
Hmm. That gets rid of that then. I had Earthworm Jim for a second there. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
but
no.
no. Okay.
It's not Earthworm Jim. Sorry.
Uh, that's what I was like, 'cause that's recognizable, and then that was on multiples. I thought. Uh,
and that got a sequel. That got
did it have a sequel? I
yeah.
couldn't remember if it did or
There were
not.
three
So
games. It was Earthworm Jim 2
were there
and then
really?
Earthworm Jim 3D.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the 3D was on N64 and PlayStation 1. So,
Oh okay. Hmm. Huh. Okay. Recognizable game. It's a platformer. Um, didn't have a series. Not licensed. Don't shoot. Do you have attacks other than jumping on people?
no, not really.
Okay.
I mean, they're
Like, I mean, do you hit people, or is it like Mario, where you just kind of you jump on top and that's how you're
no
safe? Or
most excuse me, most enemies aren't like defeated in the Mario style.
okay,
Um, gosh, This game is hard
I
to
know that's.
describe without giving it
I know.
away.
Yeah, that's. I know. Okay. All right. Let's see. Else. What else? What else?
So that was 12, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
12. Um. Hmm. Multi-platform. 90s. Platformer not licensed. Didn't have a series. See, I'm bad with those. I'm like, let's see.
You gotta start narrowing it down to like generation. I think you'll get it once you do that.
Okay, was this on like the N64 PS1
Yes.
generation? Okay. I mean, that's kind of what I thought more, but I guess that does help.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 13. No, that wasn't on. That was only N64. Most people have heard of it. Just so I can get this out of the way. It wasn't on handheld, right? Like
No.
Game Boy. Then okay.
No.
Okay. To make sure it wasn't like some Game Boy Game Gear cross series that I've never heard of or something. Okay.
It was on the N gauge. No.
Yeah, so I'm like some random thing, like I don't know.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Thank you. That's, and I'm like, I know it's gonna be something super obvious. I'm just gonna be like, duh. Uh, hmm. It's a recognizable game. Um, I'm stuck. Yeah. 'Cause I didn't play a lot of platformers on the N64. It's pretty much Super Mario 64 and Banjo Kazooie.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, those are the two that everybody loves because they're the best.
yeah,
But
yeah. That's what I'm
yeah,
like. I'm like trying to think like what else
yeah.
that
So
was
this is
good.
more of a
It didn't
has a bit
have.
of a cult following. I would say that people who were adults at the time when they played it didn't like it. People who were
Uh-huh.
kids when they played it liked it because they didn't know how to distinguish between good and bad games, and so it has nostalgia for them.
Okay, get the nostalgia going. Ninja Bread Man. No, I'm just kidding.
I have no idea what that game is.
Oh, it's terrible. It's on the Wii, but
Oh, okay.
it's considered like the worst game that's ever been made
All right.
or something. But
I really thought that was ET, but all right.
no, I surprisingly somehow surpassing. I don't know. Um, okay. See, then the only other thing that's coming to mind, kind of, is I don't think it was on anything besides the N64. That was Glover. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not it. So I'm just
It
like,
is Glover.
oh, is it Glover? Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yes,
I didn't
released in
realize it was on something
1998
else.
for Windows and N64, and then in '99 for the PlayStation.
Okay. I'm like, I keep like Glover. I'm like, no, it's not Glover.
Yeah,
Like,
most people know it because of it. It's an N64 game, but it was actually on
yeah.
Windows. I have the Windows version.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I don't get the Windows version because it does not support controller. Yeah, it has no controller support, so you have to use a keyboard. Trying to play a 3D platform on a keyboard, or boy, trying to
Doesn't
play a
sound
3D
fun.
platformer on a keyboard is terrible. So
Yeah.
yeah, get the N64 version. The PlayStation version is apparently even worse than the PC version,
Wow.
because you don't use the thumbstick, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Huh.
there was supposed to be a sequel, but it got canceled due to the poor reviews. Um, yeah. So for those of you who never heard of Glover, most people do know it, like I said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you had
Okay.
it in your mind. You just didn't know that it was
I'm just like,
multi-platform.
yeah, that was the thing. I'm
It's
like,
like
I don't know.
it was like Tomb Raider. Nobody knew that Tomb Raider was multi-platform, but
Yeah,
but he
that's right.
was.
It was.
Anyway, this game features a magical four-fingered glove named Glover in his quest to restore the Crystal Kingdom by retrieving crystals that were lost. And yeah, so there's 6 crystals. Um, I think the premise that, well, we can get into it when we talk about it next week. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're playing as a glove that controls a ball, and the ball can change shape. One of the shapes is a crystal, because that's what
Yeah.
the ball actually is, a crystal. It was just magically transformed. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
yes.
So,
Yeah, we can talk about this next week. So be playing Glover.
yeah,
Yeah, want to do the plugs and everything?
sure. So, yeah. You can find me on the internet at Baseman214, Baseman21491, or Icy White Falcon on all of the different, well, I guess not all of them, but most of the like online social media type stuff, like Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Pinterest, other things,
Tumblr?
uh, Tumblr.
You do have a
No, not
Tumblr?
Tumblr.
I was
I
gonna
don't.
say.
I used to, but I'm like,
Uh,
I'm using Pinterest the same way. I don't need Tumblr.
yeah.
So, um, then like on Xbox, find me on that. Just say, hey, I listen /
I'm
watch
part
you
of
guys on
crowdsourced
that.
TV, whatever.
Yeah,
Or yeah.
like let me know that's what it is. Because if it's just a random person, I usually don't accept those. Because yeah, and if I do, if I don't accept it first, I apologize. That's more of why. Because I get random people that are it's it's a thing. Anyway, yeah, and Steam. So yeah,
All right. Cool. Anywhere you can find me under Obi Watt Kenobi. That'd be Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, My Nintendo, PSN, Steam, and all those places. Yeah.
yeah,
Patrick's not here, but we can still plug him.
yeah. So you can find him on Facebook at Patrick Allen Ryan, and on Twitter at Patrick Proper, or his pseudonym, alter ego, whatever you want to call it, as under Salty Luchador, which he will tweet hot fire at you and other things about, usually in the form of video games or stuff like that. Or if there's any kind of political thing going on, it's fun just to watch that stream just kind of come through and just like, yes.
Yeah, he was live tweeting the debates, and it was kind of funny.
It was the best part of the debate for me, was just watching
Watching
the live
Patrick.
tweeting going
And
on.
he was always like a day late, but it was still funny.
Yeah, because he couldn't watch it that night, so it's just like, he's on that now. Make sure you guys go to crossforgegaming.com, where there's a lot of it's mostly like esports, stuff like that, a lot of Hearthstone and things of that nature. But I guess we're also going to be getting some other stuff going on too. So check that out. And Patrick also is in another. He's in a lot of podcasts, honestly, but um, the other ones underneath CrossForge Gaming, besides us, is Join the Rivalry, which is like a Pokemon, where you can catch him and a couple other guys talk about Pokemon and other things. And
I thought you were gonna make a Pokemon pun with catch.
I almost did. I'm like, then I thought about it too late. I'm just like, I'll just move on. I'm past it.
That'd have been great. Anyway,
I know. I like I said, I thought about it too late. But yeah, you can catch those. Got to catch them all. Yeah, see now that was forced. And then the CrossForge Gaming podcast, which I believe is on Wednesday. Join the Rivalries Thursday, or vice versa. One of those that you can catch right here on this channel. You can find Original Gamers Podcast on Twitter at official OGcast, at Twitch at Original Gamers Podcast, and on Instagram at official.ogcast. Always love for you guys to tweet at us and like, hey, you missed this thing, you goofed up, your hair looks really nice today.
thank you.
You know, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Yeah. See, we like that kind of stuff. So let us know. And then if there's like a game that's like, hey, I want you guys to talk about this for whatever reason, for sure. Like, just, hey, we'll probably do it, because sometimes we have these situations where we have to come up with a game all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then music. If you wanted to figure out the music I picked for this, which might be on the something, I don't know. Intro part was just like the title screen. It's got a cool little funky bass going, which I like. And then for the outro or whatever is, as I said earlier, you can hear as you're playing Luigi's Mansion, you can hear Luigi kind of whistle or hum the main theme, which is just really funny. And so that's what I picked, was just him humming the theme. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys make sure go play Glover, and we'll catch you next week. So, bye, everybody.
Be good, humans. I suppose I have to end this, huh?
Probably.